Hello, my name's Daryl Sneath. I'm from a small Ontario town about an hour and a half north of Toronto called Seagrave, where I live with my wife, Tara, our 3 kids, Ethan, Penelope, and Abigail, a dog called Maggie, a cat called Peaches, and about a dozen chickens whose names range from Jesus to Gilgamesh and Whitney to Steve. I was thrilled a few weeks ago when I opened my inbox and saw a message from Crystal that said a story I'd written was given honorable mention in this year's prose competition. It's from that story I'm going to read now, and it is called What Makes Us Love. The girl woke every morning before 6 throughout that summer of independence and smacked her bare feet down the stairs, hair like coiled black springs bouncing. She zipped through the kitchen and burst onto the porch, the screen door snapping shut behind her. She was still in her flannel dinosaur pajamas, clean and soft, smelling of the sun and the summer breeze that had worked together to dry them the day before on the line. The faded yellow rubber boots beneath the old pine bench had belonged to her brother, who was gone now. She used a knee to climb onto the bench, where she flipped herself around so she could pull the boots on the way she remembered her brother pulling them on. Then she clomped down the porch steps, and in the rising light of the dewy, warm morning, she strode across the yard towards the bush where the trail was, the tops of the rubber boots slapping against her little girl's shins as she went, a mourning dove somewhere not far off, intoning an ancient, mournful morning song. At the chicken run, the girl went on her rubber-booted toes to slip the barrel bolt at the top of the gate free, and then lifted the latch and closed the gate behind her when she entered the run. She liked the creak of the hinges and the clicking of the latch. The birds, she knew, recognized the sounds because she could hear them dropping from the roost and squawking with excitement. They knew she had come to set them free for the day. When she unhooked the hook that kept the coop door closed, the birds clambered down the ramp, their dinosaur feet sure-footed on the wood. They flapped their wings, which lifted them a little, letting them feel for a moment what it might be like to fly. They ran around the run like it was the first time they had ever breathed fresh air. They pecked the ground for morning mosquitoes and other insects, like their ancestors had done for millions of mornings before them. And they dipped their beaks into the trough of cool water waiting. When the girl bent down and talked to them and called them all by name, they cocked their little heads and eyeballed the sounds coming from her mouth. They stabbed their beaks at the feed she held in her pudgy little palm, which made her giggle, and she told them she loved them, each and every one, and that she would always, always be there for them, because that was her job, and they were her people. That's it for me. Thanks very much for including me in the launch, and all the best to everyone there, and I can't wait to read all the stories and poetry and reviews.